making such a noise? If I'd known you were such a squawker, I'd never have traded my best powder pigeon for you. That's better. See, look, Flicka. The old Wiggins homestead. Nobody's supposed to be living in there. Come on, let's have a look-see. Anybody home in there?
Are you hurt, Tommy? Are you?
Make it go away.
He didn't come near you. Tommy, does anything hurt? Answer me.
Gee, mister, I didn't know anyone was living here. What happened?
Is that your horse?
Yes, sir. That's Flick, and I'm Ken McLaughlin from the Goose Bar Ranch.
I don't care where you're from. Get that horse out of here.
I'm sorry, mister, but my horse wouldn't do anything wrong.
You got no business here. Get and don't come back. Go on, beat it. Now, how are we going to manage? Your wheelchair's all busted.
Sorry, Pa.
Nothing ever turns out right.
Something I can do for you, mister?
Yes, you can. Fix this wheelchair.
Supposing you tell me what this is all about.
Your kid came around my place today, scared my boy, so he fell. Broke his wheelchair.
But I never scared him.
Just a moment, Ken. My son told me what happened. It isn't exactly the way you tell it.
It was just the way I told you, Dad.
You brought the horse around my place. I don't want horses around there.
Was it the horse that frightened your son, Mr.
Martin, ma'am. Ed Martin. I can't have horses around my place.
You won't be bothered again by my son or by his horse.
Well, what about this? Who's going to fix it? I got no way of doing it.
I'll take care of it.
Much obliged. I need it quick. The boy can't get around without it.
Mr. Martin, you're welcome to have supper with us if you like.
I don't have time, ma'am. Got to get back to the boys alone. But thanks anyway.
You're welcome anytime.
Inviting him for supper is stretching hospitality a little far, isn't it, Nell?
I don't think so.
But I don't see what he's got against horses.
Now, why would a man who hates horses come out here to live on a ranch?
I don't think he's nearly as mean as he acts. He seems worried and unhappy. And remember, his son can only get around in a wheelchair. Anybody home?
Look, Mom!
May we come in? I'm sorry we startled you.
My pa doesn't want any strangers around here.
We're not strangers. I'm Mrs. McLaughlin, from the ranch down the road. You already have seen my son, Ken.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your name, dear?
Thomas Edward Martin. Nobody ever calls me anything but Tommy. That horse. Is he outside?
Don't be scared. She's not around. And she's not a he. Her name's Flicka.
Flicka means little girl in Swedish.
I'm sorry my pa got so mad yesterday. It was no fault of yours.
My dad gets mad sometimes, too. And Mom.
Every time I see a horse, I scream. And Pa always gets mad. Then I have terrible dreams. Pa has to wake me up because I cry so hard.
Any particular reason why you're afraid of horses? Or do you just plain don't like them? Here, have a piece of chocolate cake. I baked it this morning.
Tastes good.
Mom's about the best baker around here.
My mother's dead. That's why I'm afraid of horses.
Did it happen a long time ago?
Almost 3 years ago, when we were living in Denver.
Care to tell us about it?
We were at the fair. It was late and we were hurrying to get home. Pa was driving the buggy real fast. A beer wagon smashed into us. Mom was hurt the worst. Well, that's why I can't walk anymore.
Perhaps you will someday.
I don't think so. I don't much care anymore. But Pa does. He likes strong people.
There are lots of ways for people to be strong.
Didn't expect company, ma'am.
I wanted to meet your son, Mr. Martin.
It was all right to let them in, wasn't it, Pa? She brought us a chocolate cake. It's good.
Obliged, ma'am. But Tommy and me don't need no help. We don't need nothing.
No one can get along entirely by themselves, Mr. Martin. We all need someone.
I'm a solitary man. Don't make friends. Don't need none.
Maybe you don't, Mr. Martin. But your son does. He needs playmates.
He can't play.
I see you have a lot to learn about children, Mr. Martin. We're going to be Tommy's friends. And yours, too. No matter how hard you try to snub us. Ken, we can go now.
You can tell Tommy his wheelchair will be ready in a few days.
Well, don't hurry, dear.
Well, I thought the boy needs it.
That's a funny thing to say, Mom. Why shouldn't Dad get it finished as fast as he can?
Never mind.
This wheelbarrow idea of yours sure is real nifty, Ken.
Oh, anybody could have thought of it. Don't you want to take your blindfold off today, Tommy? You've been wearing it for almost a week.
Not yet. I don't want to look at her yet.
Well, that's all right. You're doing fine. We don't want to rush you.
You can call her now.
Flicka, come on, girl.
I'm not scared at all.
Of course you're not.
She's got her head turned toward you. Pet her nose.
I'm getting to like her more all the time.
Jiminy, that's wonderful, Tommy.
You're beautiful, Flicka. Just like Ken said.
Oh, Tommy, that was a brave thing to do.
Maybe someday I'll get to be really brave. Like you. The kind of boy my pa likes.
You're doing fine.
What are you doing? What's that horse doing around here?
All right, Flicka, keep calm.
I should have known better than let you come around here.
Tommy's doing beautifully.
I'm not afraid, Pa.
You ought to have better sense than to pull a trick like this.
He likes Flicka. Tommy's not afraid of horses anymore.
I thought you'd be glad, Pa.
I thought you would, too. I'm shocked at your attitude.
You'll be sick for a week from this. Now your nightmares will come back.
It's your own fears that are keeping Tommy's fears alive.
I'll thank you to take your horse and get out of here. And don't you or your boy be coming back.
I'm afraid you're making a terrible mistake.
We're only trying to help Tommy.
Nobody can help him. No doctors, nobody.
Nobody until you forget your own weakness. Come on, Ken. I feel so sorry for both of them. If I could only make him understand what he's doing to Tom. Come in. Well, Mr. Martin.
Well, after acting the way I did the other day, ma'am, I guess you think I got a nerve showing my face around here.
Sit down.
Well, first I want to ask your pardon, ma'am, for talking the way I did. I had no right to talk to a lady that way.
I said some harsh things, too, Mr. Martin.
I had it coming to me, especially after you being so good to Tommy. Seems almost like a miracle what you and Ken and Flicka have done for the boy. Doctors all told me he'd get well, even walk again, once he got over being afraid of horses. I guess I went at it all wrong. I didn't know how wrong I was until Mrs. McLaughlin told it to me so plain. You were right, ma'am.
Now that you know, you'll be able to help him walk again.
Yes, ma'am, that's why I'm here. Tommy's crazy in love with that horse of Ken's. Been talking about her for the past 2 days. Even dreams about her, calls her name in his sleep. So I got a buyer for Tommy.
Buy Flicka?
I figure if he had her for his very own, he might want to ride her bad enough to really get well. Even walk again.
Oh, but Ken loves Flicka. He's raised her from a colt.
Besides, she's a high-spirited horse with a wild streak in her. What about some other horse?
Flicka's the only one. No other horse would do. Well, please, Mr. McLaughlin. If you could heard the boy talking about her and laughing like he ain't laughed since the accident. I got a buyer if it takes my last cent.
It isn't a question of money, Mr. Martin.
It boils down to 2 small boys in love with the same horse. I'm afraid Ken will have to make that decision.
I know it's asking a lot. But a man can't have no pride where his son is concerned.
Ken.
How would we get along without each other? We couldn't. Nobody understands us the way we do. I know you've done a lot for Tommy. And I don't blame him for loving you. But I just can't let him have you. I can't.
He isn't back yet.
Not yet.
He told Gus he'd be home in time for supper.
Here he comes. And he's walking.
He did it then.
how excited Tommy was when I left Flicka with him.
You can visit her anytime you like.
I don't think I'll go there for a while, Mom. Be better if Flicka doesn't see me again until she has a chance to get used to Tommy. Say, Dad, I'll have to use one of your horses now.
Well, I think maybe I'll buy you that horse the Bar X wants to sell.
That'd be fine. Be fun training another horse. I'm gonna get ready for supper.
That took some doing.
We can be very proud of our son.
Please, Pa, don't help me. My legs are getting stronger every day. Pretty soon I'll be able to mount without using so many bales of hay.
Yes, son, you're sure doing fine. The McLaughlin's going to be surprised when they see you.
You can go now, Pa. I won't be needing you.
Well, all right. I do hate to put the chores off so long. But if you want me, holler. I won't be far off.
All right, Pa. What's the matter, Flicka? Flicka! Flicka, come back! Flicka, come back!
Flicka? Oh, hello, Flicka. Oh, hello, girl. Oh, I've missed you so much. I shouldn't have come here. But I just had to see you. I got a new horse. His name's Hero. He's all right. Tries hard. But there'll never be another horse like you. Not for me, there won't. I miss you so much. But I mustn't let anyone know. You gotta stay here with Tommy. He needs you more than me. I can hardly stand it. But I gotta. I'll always love you best, Flicka. Flicka! Flicka! What are you doing here? You shouldn't have run away from Tommy. I told you Hero's my horse now. You belong to Tommy. You mustn't ever come back here again. I'll saddle up Hero, take you home. Back to Tommy. He needs you to get well. Oh, I see what you did. Up to your old tricks. I'll take care of that. Now you can't get out. You have to stay here. Now behave, girl.
Just a little bit more, Ken. Hey, that's fine. Can I help? Give me a hand with this, will you?
What?
Hey. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Martin. I brought the chair back. It's all fixed. But I'm hoping Tommy won't need it now.
Needs it worse than ever now.
Gee, Tommy, what's wrong?
He's been that way ever since you took Flicka back. Cries for her in his sleep.
I never took Flicka back.
You must have. She's been gone 3 days.
It was 3 nights ago that she came back to the ranch. But I wouldn't let her stay, so I brought her back here.
I heard you talking to Flicka that day in the yard. I know how much you missed her. When she disappeared that night, I figured you took her back. I didn't really blame you.
But, Tommy, you know I wouldn't sneak over here and do a thing like that behind your back.
I'm sorry, Kim, for thinking that of you. Are you mad?
Of course not. But don't worry. I'll find Flicka and bring her to you. Come on, Mom. We better hurry.
Ken, you can't go looking for Flicka by yourself. You'll have to wait for your father or Gus.
But they're out in the hills rounding up horses. No telling what time they'll be back.
Ain't no use in him looking for Flicka. Probably wouldn't find her anyway.
Of course I would.
Everything turns out wrong for me. Might as well finish packing.
Why are you running away?
Well, I came here to the ranch hoping it'd be good for Tommy. The way things turned out, might as well go back to Denver.
I like it here. I don't want to leave.
You have to learn to forget the past, Mr. Martin. As soon as you do that, why, you can start fresh. It's your father. He's got Flicka.
Oh, boy, did you hear that, Tommy?
Ooh.
Oh, hello, Flicka. Oh.
I found her running around loose in the hills. How come?
She must have jumped the fence. But everything's swell now that you've found her.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Where'd you get the fool?
She was following Flicka around. Her mother was dead.
What's the matter with her?
Oh, nothing serious. Bruised leg.
Come on, little girl. Get up. Come on. Atta girl. Try harder. Try harder. You'll make it. You made it. I knew you would. Tommy, you made it too. You're standing up. Mr. McLaughlin, could I have her?
But what about Flicka?
Flicka belongs to you, Ken. Even if I kept her, she'd always belong to you. You raised her. I'd like to raise a colt. To be my very own, the way Flicka is to you.
She's all yours, Tommy.
Finding that coat was sure smart, Flicka. Now Tommy's happy, and we're back together again. The way we should be.